Okay, Chesed Bba Basra V'Shichem Amoros, the chazaka which would be made through on houses, pits, long narrow pits, caves, V'Shovhos and dovecotes, V'Merchatzos and bathhouses, the base of Badim and olive presses, the base of Shlachim and irrigated fields, V'Avadim and slaves, V'Chol Dover and any matter, Shu also payers which makes tazir, which constantly makes fruits. Has custom shal l'shanim yom l'yom. The chazaka to make them yours is 3 years from day to day, means consistently or completely. Sada beis abal. If you have a sada beis abal, has custom shal l'shanim, its chazaka takes 3 years. Ve'inam yom l'yom, but it's not day by day, day to day. So meaning a non-irrigated field. It's run on rainwater. Rabbi Shmuel Amir Gimel Chadash Rishon. Rabbi Shmuel says it's what it is 3 months in the first month in the first year. Gimel Bachlonim 3 months in the last year. Rishnaim Masri Chodesh Be'amtzon and 12 months in the middle. Full year in between. However, Yud plus Chodesh, and that counts 3 plus 3 plus 12 is 18. These are 18 months. If we keep on Chodesh Rishon, Chodesh says a Chodesh in the beginning, the Chodesh B'Achronim, a Chodesh in the end. Yud base Chodesh Be'amtzon and 12 months in between. Harry Yud Dal Chodesh, this is 14 months, and I guess since you don't make fruits constantly, you only need that much. Amr Vishmo says, when it's talking about a field which is around rainwater, a field which is giving grain, but a field which is bringing up fruits, or a tree field. Kani says Tuaso, you bring on your grapes. Tuaso apparently means your grapes. Yeah, your wine. Yeah. Masika Sesav, and you can take down your olives or your oil. Vakana says Kaito, and you bring in your dried figs. Okay. Hari Elugil Moshanim, that counts as of 3 years. Let's do the Rashis. Base of Shlachim, Mitoch Shem and Ayin Mitoch, since there's a well inside of it. Shemashkanosim, which waters it. Mimana from it, Taber constantly. Also bears Taber constantly makes fruits. Before the also bears thunder, anything which constantly makes fruits, because costing a Moshan, its Kazaka takes 3 years. The only yom from day to day. If you do a chazaka for full 3 years, you don't have to bring the document of sale. If the owner, past owner protests about it, have you shown him? The original owner. And this guy claims back, no, it's not yours anymore. You sold it to me. But I lost my document. Because Katzal Mu'alis is chazaka works well. The Lab and Chazaka Mu'alis, and if not, then the chazaka doesn't work for him. The Fisha Hammerlo, because when they said 3 years, because the chazaka is for a chazaka, anything which is fitting to leave him in 3 years, they said. Meaning, I guess meaning you have to have a claim. Or it means everything which is fitting, or it means to include not just it has to be day to day. It means 3 full years. It's fitting to go from him for 3 years. Okay. So the base about a field of a rain field. Hamisabekas make a sham, which gets suffices with rainwater. Ein also appears it doesn't make fruits al pamach only one time b'shana in a year. Because Kasagil Mashana then its chazaka takes 3 years. So Ein tzricha miyom liyom doesn't need to be complete from complete day to day. Mahi chazkasa, what is the chazaka of it? Rabbi Shmuel Amr Shlosha Chadashim Achronim. Rabbi Shmuel says the last 3 months shel shana b'shana of the first year, Shlosha Chadashim Achronim shel shana Achronim, and the 3 months of the first 3 months of the last year. V'emtzai Shlem and the full middle one. Shisham Hamam Herlin Torah. There are those that are quick to seed. The Fnei Rosh Hashanah before Rosh Hashanah. But given Shehechzik Basov Shana Rishona, since you made a chazaka on the end of the first year, Gemo Chadashim 3 years. Yeshlo Adam Shazar Ba'osan Gemo Chadashim, and there is a Adam that he planted in those 3 years. V'chein Gemo Chadashim Shonim Shal Achronim, similarly in the first 3 months of last year. Harizu Chazaka is a Chazkas Shaloshanim, Retufim, which counts as consistent. Shein L'chol Adam Haroa Eschover, there's no person who sees his friend Shazora Es Shadeu that sees this, that's planting his field, the Achel, to eat it Priya also Lashana V'shosek, a fruit which is made to eat for the year and is quiet. Rabbi Kiva says, before the Gemara explains my pligi what are they arguing about? When is it said that you need 12 months? Let's start the base about that's for a field which is which is a non-irrigated field. Okay. This is verse 11 with the grain field. She called Pharaoh and Nalkatim Paragachot, and all its fruits get gathered in at one time, so therefore you need to have either the 1 month before and a full year in the middle and 1 month after, but or 3 months and then 1 year and then 3 months after, but the Fika Tzorach Kamoshan, that's when you need 3 years. But if it's a tree field, Shapiro said and Alkatim the Parakim that its fruits can be gathered in intervals. Anavim beperakachad, dates in one time, zaysim olives beperakachad and achron a different time. It's an beperakachad and figs in another time. Okay. Kana says to us, he should gather in his grain. Giyayin shall gapon, that means the wine of the grain of the wine of the vineyard. Masik Azesav, and he takes off his olives. Bukanas is kaitu and takes in his dried figs. Te'enim likit, dried figs he plucked. V'yavsham and dried them out on it. V'asa gatzios, and made from them dried figs. V'yachnis in the bias, and brought them into the house. Hari zu chazaka, this counts as a chazaka. Gilu hein gemoshan, as if it's 3 years. I'm not sure what gatzios exactly are. Okay. Rav Yochanan says, Shemati me holcha yusha. I heard from holcha yusha shayom, and they would say, Minayin lechazaka shehi gemoshanim. How do they know that a chazaka that it's 3 years? Mishar mud. They said you bring the sources from the shore, which becomes a mud after 3 times. Mashar mud. What do we know about a shore that becomes a mud? Given shenagach gemol genagivah, since it gores 3 times and hurts someone 3 times. Navaglim michatzkas tam. Commonly lechatzkas mus goes out of being a tam and starts being a mud. Hachanam given the also talashlonim. So to here, since you eat 3 years, navaglim rishus lamok from a kam live rishus lokach, leaves the rishus lamok and goes rishus lokach. Ima shor muad ad nagicha revia. If we're talking about shor muad, then you have to wait until the 4th goring. Lo machayev. Hakanami on shana revia lo kaim rishus. So you're told to here until the 4th year if he doesn't stay in his rishus. So meaning that's a question. It should be you should get until the fourth time. 1, 2, 3, it becomes warned, and the fourth one is when he pays. So to here, 1, 2, 3, you should not own the field, and by fourth year, you should own the field during the fourth year. The Gemara says, there, see here, there when you gore 3 times, he becomes a mud. And the last one, meaning the fourth one, if he doesn't gore it, what's he going to pay? So now he's hooked to be a mud, but he didn't do anything yet. So he needs a fourth one to make him do anything. Even the Achla plus Shani Kaimel So here, since it says he's ate 3 times, it stands in his Rishus. Rashi says, Mehilchel Yisha, the people who go to Usha, Shagol Sanhedrin Usha, the Sanhedrin was exiled to Usha, but the meaning of Rosh Hashanah is saying Rosh Hashanah. Etzegoli Eskol Sanhedrin, there were 10 exiles that Sanhedrin was exiled. Miyavna and Usha, one of them is from Yavna to Usha, and Usha to somewhere else. Lo Mechayev L'Shalom, El Chatzi Nezik, you only have to pay Chatzi Nezik. Afkan, Agamar Shana Revius, Lo Hayv Chazaka. So to here, until the end of the fourth year, it's not a Chazaka. Okay. So meaning this is you only have until the end of until the Shana Revius. Being the Rashi says Kloma v'negicha Revius, and that means the fourth goring, the beginning that we need that. Hainu misham de'ilo ganagach la'achar shehuchzik ma yishalom. That's just because if he doesn't gore after becoming a chazaka, what's he going to pay? Okay, the Gemara says, Ela miyadza, but now chazaka sheni mantayna tihavi chazaka. You claim a chazaka even if you don't have a claim, it should be a chazaka. What the havamina is, I don't know. There's a Tosus on this. It seems to say like it should be one shot. I think it should be a mufila. Okay, so just like there, it's assumably he's mocho. Allah Matanan, why do we learn to the Mishnah? Kol chazaka sheni matayna, any chazaka which doesn't have a claim. I mean, you just say I was there 3 years, nothing else. And a chazaka is not a chazaka. The Gemara says, "Time of my dermina dilma kedami kedikamer." The whole reason why this thing works is because we say maybe it's like he said. Now that's what happens. Ashtaman, meaning in whatever he claims is what happens. Ashta iulotoy. Now he's not claiming anything. We're going to claim for him, so that's not a good question. The reason is once we have 3 years, now we say maybe it's like he claimed. But if he's not claiming, we're not going to claim for him. Sheni Matayim, unfortunately, the Gemara explains the common. Amrli Ma'atos himself, Shali says, what are you doing in my field? Amrli, he said to him, Shalom Allah Zavar Me'olam. No one said anything to me. V'lo Amr Lo Ata, he didn't say to him, Ata Machartali, you sold it to me. The Havi Chazaka should be a Chazaka. The Hamar Shalashanim Ma'afilim Rishos Mocha, because you just said 3 years takes it out of the Rishos of the Mocha. The Gemara says, Mishani, time in mind, I mean in Shalashanim. What's Shalashanim when you say Shalashanim? Mafkilo Amikaskas Marakam takes out of the first owner. The Amrin Dilma the Kidam Amriyu, because maybe it's like what he said. The Zelmer Lakafti with Mimcha, this guy says I bought it from you. The Zelmer Gazal to Mimani, he says you stole it from me. But on Hinanu Yudim, we don't know how it's in me, it's with who. Also Chazaka Shalashanim comes along with Chazaka 3 years. And puts it in his property. Maybe it's true. Kedamer, as the Gemara says, I will below Taina without any claim. Where how's he going to acquire it? Just because he ate 3 years. Ravi asked a question. But now then it should be a protest not in front of him. Shouldn't be a protest. So similar to shore shemud. Mashor mud befana binan. Just like a shore, which to make him into a mud, you need to be in front of him. Apochanami befana binan. We should also need here too. We should need to be in front of him. The Gemara says because we know the rules that by shore mud you have to be Rashi says, the protester protests for social shalom within 3 years. The fnei in front of eight shalom fnei mafsik, and in front of eight witnesses, not in front of the person who's doing the chazak and staying on the field without who he's claiming is stolen. And he says you should know that this certain person is holding onto my field with and he's stealing it. To have a makal that shouldn't be protesting, and you shouldn't have to hold on to your document. Don't make the shormut. That should be similar to shormut. That we testify that he is a shore is a gore. And the 3 times when he testified, if he did that not in front of him, Aino not samud, you wouldn't become emud. Afas ras edus, so to the testimony of edus shamacha, of the protesting of the original owner saying no, he's stealing it. Well, to have edus shlo b'fanav, shouldn't he count as edus not in front of him, just like we know by the ox by becoming emud. The makadam mido adog, because this protesting is similar to making a person an ox into an emud. That it's a warning to guard his ox. So the once to guard his ox, and so to the protesting of the of the field is a warning to guard his proofs. Is a of on the sale of his document, because saying I'm going to come in after you. The Gemara says. There it says there's a special because there's says you make known to him in the owner, and here it's a chavachav. Just like every friend has a friend, so even if you tell him not in front of it, it'll get to him. Lo dami. No yidam. It's not similar. No yidam rina. And granted that we say the gamrina in shalosh we learned 3 years from me shalosh negichos from 3 going kihechi. The hani mafki mechazaka, just like these to take him out, these 3 take him out of the chazaka, hani mechazak, hani nami mafki mechazaka, so to these also take him out of chazaka. Av me'ada, but to learn out protesting from being a muad, less than that we're not learning. We're not learning the same, that just like macha is the same thing, exact thing as making it into a first testifying about a ha'ada. The Hasan given the other from the Chayv Mamman there, since the rule of Ha'ada to make him a muad is to make him obligated in money, only giving the kohosa upon his gorings, he bought, that's what it's coming for. Ulahamid shor b'cheskas muad, and to stand the shore as being established as a gore. Being a b'fnei baum, that's when you need in front of the owner. Sheyidu l'toan, that you should know how to claim, ulahafka shayidim, and to contradict the adim. Ulahaviyam elahavi achirim, and to bring other ones, ulahazim, and to contradict these, make these witnesses into a zama, doing the zama process on them, and get rid of them. He's got to fight the case, because the case is actually going to have an effect on his animal. Avol time with the macha, lahasas bolios zahir bezuchusa, but the reason for protesting is just to warn him that he should just be careful about his documents. He, shazet toan shabugzela, this one's claiming that he's stealing it. The other, hacha afilu shlo b'fanei nami. Here, even when it's not in front of him, it's also there. It also is. I mean, you don't have a problem of we have a real court case going on. I'm just telling you to guard your documents. Have a cover this. Every friend has a friend, and therefore we'll get to him. But Yom Razel is this one side to this one, but Davar Bal doesn't know something the matter's going to get to his ears. Be'inu Yochalam Re'eni Shamat, he's not able to say I didn't hear it. I used to desire, sorry, Be'inu Yochalam is not able to say Ilu Shamat, if I would have heard, Mrs. Abaraisu, the food I would have been careful about my the proof of my zechus because he did here. And according to a mayor who holds that if you distance the gorings you be chayev, kirv nechikos lo kol shekain, so if you put them closer, it's not a kol shekain. Awful tells the pezer b'chad yom, if you eat 3 fruits in one day, can go into Aina will have a chazaka, for example, days, let's be a chazaka. Let's see what's going on here. Rashi says, Ulamir Damar, Klomer, Ulari, Rabbi Yehuda Damar, Prabhakama, and according to Rabbi Yehuda, it says in Prabhakama, Ezumud, what's the mood? It's Kol She'idu Bo Shlosh Yam, anyone who because does the mood thing 3 times, Ikalamim Rahacha Gimel Shanim, Tamid Gimel Yam. You could say here the 3 years is similar to the 3 days. Right? Within 3 days, he goes 1, goes twice, goes 3 times in 3 separate days. Elder Rameir, but according to Rameir, Amr Hasim says over there that if you bought Nagas Gimel Pam B'Yom Echad, even if he goes 3 times in one day, having mud is a mud, Mikam V'chomer, he learns it from Mikam V'chomer. Hachanami, Afal Tzlas Peiru, so to hear if he eats 3 fruits, but Bechad Yom, even in one day, could go into Einav She'enav Mishpashelas Yachad. For example, a date tree which doesn't become ripe all at the same time. There's some that aren't ripe in the morning, but they are ripe in the afternoon. So to here should be a chazaka. Okay. So meaning according to Rameir holds it doesn't have to be separate days, doesn't have to be separate at all. So here too, when you have a whole bunch of different things coming up one, the next, and almost the same year, it should also be a chazaka. The Gemara says, Dumi the Shormwood, it's similar to Shormwood. Ma Shormwood be'idna the Isa lahai less lahai. Ha negif less, be'idna the us Isa lahai negif less lahai. The only time when there's this there's not that negif. Ha chanami be'idna the Isa lahai pera less lahai. There is one while there's this pair, it's not the other produce. Even meaning not even an unripe pair is there. And I guess the point is, it means it's not a full chazaka unless they were completely separate. These were not completely separate; they're almost at the same time. Achot plus the peri kumon. Tell if you eat 3 fruits, which are like, for example, from a tzalaf branch, I think it's a caper bush or something. It says plishalo nikerbo kol hayom. It's nikerbo hayom, but nikbar lesof gimel yomim. The fruit is not recognizable in it today, but it's completed in 3 days. So, tzalaf, they have a kazaka. It should be a kazaka. If you eat it in, he says, they change it to biyom echad or betlas yomim. Okay. So you eat plus the pair of betlas yom in 3 days. If you go with Tzala, for example, simply have a chazaka that should be a chazaka. I mean, really, it should be 9 days, according to Rashi. No. You in 3 days it becomes you can eat 3 types of it. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's interesting. Sure what the gears is, and I'm not sure how Rashi gets away with only 3 days. It should be 9 days. We have a chazak. Wait a minute. The question is that should be a chazak. Hasan paramia yisa. Migmar the kagamer. There's the Gemara says there the fruit is really still there. It's also still there, but just completing at that time. It's based on recognizable, but it's still there. Awkward plus a peri, but plus in yom. And if you eat 3 fruits in 30 days, could go on as pasta, for example, as pasta. I'm not sure what plant that is. We have a chazaka that should be a chazaka. The Gemara says, hey, kadami, the kadiach v'achol, the kadiach v'achol. You like cut it off early and you eat it, and you cut it off early and eat it. Rashi says, so kadiach means it grows and you eat. Sorry, I got it wrong. Rashi translated as God loves katas grows a little bit. So hey, kadami, the kadiach grows a little bit, v'achol, and you eat it. Kadiach v'achol, and you eat, grows a little bit and you eat it. The Gemara says, "Hasham Rishami Kud Kashami." That when you eat it, if you eat a pasta like that, that's where you're like trying to sneak away. Rashi says, Aspasta, Minzera is a type of plant, La'isa for grass, Behemos of animals, Ulusuf Lamed Yom Hu Nigmar, at the end of 30 days it finishes, V'okran also and you uproot it. V'zor Nachar B'makom, and you put a different one in this place. Tov Shaloshim Yom, within 30 days, goes the nose of Shalosh Ram, you can shear it 3 times. The Kadiyach grows, Gadol Katas grows a little bit, Mesham Hu the Kasham B'achol, Vein Zu Achilikol, the pear is not eating all the fruits. But plus, Hasam Mesham Hu the Kasham Achlet plus the pear, if you eat 3 fruits, but plus the archly in 3 months, could go on aspasta. For example, aspasta, he lets it grow the full way each one, and does 1 each month. Not going to eat 3 in 30 days, but it's going to eat 3 in 90 days. The yav chazaka, that should be a chazaka. Maybe that's also before how they would get Rashi got over 3 days, because within the 3 days he sheared it, grew it, sheared it, and grew it, sheared it, and grew it. You might have a better answer there, but okay. But anyway, if you let it grow the whole way, we have a chazaka. Man Ochli, who is the people who came from Musha? This is Rabbi Shmuel. The Rabbi Shmuel, according to Rabbi Shmuel, you'd be right. And taka, 3 fruits is enough. Eating 3 fruits is enough. 3 separate fruits. This is not Rabbi Shmuel Lamar. Rabbi Shmuel says, Besad 11, when is it talking about is in a grain field? Besad the Yilam, but in a tree field, Kanis is to Waso Maskas. So he brings in his grain, he brings in his vineyard stuff, and Maskas takes in his olives, Kanis is Kaitzim, brings in his dried figs. Hariyah Gimoshan, that counts as 3 years. The Rabbanan might, according to Rabbanan, what's the halacha? Rav Yosef Kroksiv, meaning the Rabbanan, where's their source? Rav Yosef says the pasuk which says, "So this because if you know field you should acquire with money, because of a safer, because of write it in a document and sign it." Okay. Shari Navi Omed, because the Navi is standing by Asr by the 10th year, and warning about the 11th year. He says something's going to happen in the 11th year, so make sure to have a shtar ready for 10th, 11th. Okay. And then maybe there was just giving him good advice. Let's see what's happening here. Mitzvah for 3 months. You uprooted at the end of each month and you plant another one. Manhu Chayushu were the people of Usha. The Am Rabbi Yochanan said the Hamil said Mishmai, this matter in their names. And Vishmal, this is Vishmal, below Pirish Lemehechan, and it's not explained to me how they know this. Ella Hafligamir, here's the tradition. Shuhai, that it was him, Osasman at that time. The Rabbanan Mai, according to Rabbanan, what's Allah? Rabbanan the last the Rabbanan don't hold of this, the Rabbi Yishmael, that's a Rabbi Yishmael. Manu Chazaka the Shalshanim Hanan Chazaka is 3 years. Halchakasinan, Shari Navi Omed Ba'asir Mazira al Achasas, right? Because the Navi is warning about the 10th and is standing in the 10th and warning about the 11th. Yirmiyah B'Shanas Asiris Tzidkiya. Yirmiyah is standing in the 10th year of Tzidkiya. V'haya Kalu Haya. That's when he was. Kalua B'Chatzer Hamitra. So B'Shanase areas, the Tzidkiya Haya Kalua B'Chatzer Hamatra. He was Kalu was in the Chatzar Matra. Kiduchsib b'Sefer Yirmiyah, says in Sefer Yirmiyah. V'sham nemar lo hini chanamo ben shalom. And there it says, behold chanam b'sham. Because of Bahu Inyano, it writes by that topic, so does because of Yinsno, you should buy fields with money. V'kusib b'Sefer, and it says in a book, you should write them and sign them. Hayamazir, what he was doing was warning them as Lokazov is warning the people who are buying fields, lift up stars to write documents. Muhammad Adam instead of Adam with the Muslim with signatures. He Galim and because they're going to get kicked out of the city, Bishnas Achas Esvid the 11th year. Because you know for that when it gets conquered, the year when the cities get conquered. Lo Yachziku b'Mekach Shaloshanim, and they shouldn't have they won't have a chazaka for 3 years. Elas Sirius v'Achos just for the 10th and the 11th, they're not going to be a third year. And that's why he's warning them. Alma bahani tarti shani lo havi chazaka. What do you see in these 2 years? It's not going to be a chazaka. Mikan la chazaka sheino mekusim mishal shana. From here you can see a chazaka is not less than 3 years because the 2 years was not enough. But the response is maybe that's eitzatova kamashalan. Klomar liolam chazaka havi v'shnas achas. Maybe I'll tell you chazaka is really 1 year. Eitzatova kamashalan. I just give you good advice. She hey shtar b'yadis to have his document in his hands. Mukhan prepared the raya for proof. Lo yizdakik le'edim kishiyar v'lav. They won't need edim when they protest about him. So the first opinion, Rabbi Yishmael can learn it from Shor Shenada. Then it goes by fruits. The problem is they're abundant. They don't hold to that. If he goes by fruits, it's always years. And so to that we say we're learning it from this Sadas Bekestiv. Because of a Sefer Mechasim, which is warning that you should make sure to have documents because you're not going to have a chazak in those 2 years. What's happening here, I think, is in 2 years they're going to go to Galus for 70 years and then they're going to come back. So make sure you have your documents ready for when you come back.